Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for getting latest updated video. Hello friends, my name is Bhavesh Parmar, and in previous session we have started the lesson networking technology. In previous two sessions we have discussed the definition of networking, then we studied the difference between LAN, WAN, then characteristics of networking, and in second session we have discussed the network connecting devices. So in that session we have discussed which devices are helpful in which manner that we can going to connect with the network, and we also discussed its merits as well as demerits. So the devices that we have already studied, these are hub, router, repeater and modem. So before starting today's session, let me take the short review of our previous session. So generally modem is widely used for internet communication purpose, and it is used to transfer the signal from digital to analog and vice versa. And there are two types of modem, synchronous modem and asynchronous modem. Thereafter we have discussed hub. So hub is also called central network connecting device, means all the computers are connected to that central device called hub without soldering of wire, and all the network computer should be controlled through this hub. And we also discussed three types of hub, active, passive as well as switches, that we also called intelligent hub. Then we discussed repeater. Generally it is used for extension of a network. So we also discussed the example. Suppose if we have 3 to 4 different buildings, and if I wish to connect all the computers together in a single network, so in that case physically it is quite difficult. So for that purpose we can use repeater, so that can extend the network, and it is helpful to transmit the data between computers which are situated at long distance. Thereafter we discussed router. So router is used to connect same or different type of network, and it is very expensive device. Why? Because the skilled programmers are essential or required to install the router into the network system. And there are two types of routers, static router and dynamic router. It uses smart intelligent circuit which helps to find the shortest path algorithm during data transmission. So guys, in today's session we are going to discuss the transmission media characteristics which are linked or which are connected with this network connecting components. So first of all, we have discussed the definition of transmission media. So guys, if we consider from examination point of view, so this topic have weightage approximately 3 marks. So first of all, my question is, what is media? Media means what? It is a medium through which we can communicate or we can transfer or which can share the data or meaningful information from one place to another place. So for example, now I am going to communicate with you guys with the help of mobile, and through internet I can upload this video so that you can easily view this video, and to receive my voice air medium is used. So in that case, to transfer the data, means whatever I am going to talk, it should be received by you with the help of air medium. So medium through which we can transfer the data from one place to another place. And what is transmission media? So it is a medium or it is a pathway through which we can connect one computer to another computer by some media. So it is called what? Transmission media. The pathway through which we can transfer the data from one computer to another computer, that medium is called transmission media. So guys, I'm going to draw one simple diagram so you can easily understand what is called transmission media. So I have two separate computers, and these computers are connected, or you may say that linked with this line, or you can say that this is a wire. So PC1 want to transfer the data to PC2, then in that case it transfer the data with the help of this cable. So this cable is called what? Transmission medium. Means without medium we cannot share the information from one place to another place. Suppose let me take the example of SHAREit. So guys, when we transfer the data, mobile data from one mobile to another mobile, then we should have SHAREit or data sending Xender, SHAREit. These are the softwares that we have widely used in day-to-day life. So what happens, guys, both the mobile phones that have SHAREit software, and what are the basic protocols? First mobile should sends the data, whereas another should receives the data, and the data, after connecting these two mobile phones with each other, the data transfers with the help of air medium. So in that case, air is my transmission medium. So generally it is in wireless technology. That part comes in wireless technology part that we are discussed in next videos. So nowadays when we consider the wired media, that is fixed media, so in that case I am using transmission media, that is cables, to connect one or multiple computers with each other. So before actually selecting this transmission media, we have to discuss its characteristics. So actually we have to discuss in transmission media 3 separate cables, and that first one is coaxial cable, second one is twisted pair cable, and third one is fiber optic cable. So these are the 3 different fixed wired media, transmission media, which is widely used to establish a LAN network. So these are come under transmission media. So every cable should follow transmission media characteristics. And if we consider from examination point of view, as I told you earlier, transmission media topic having weightage 3 marks, and out of these 3 cable, one cable definitely asked in your examination either for 3 marks or 4 marks. Sometimes they ask multiple cables in the form of differences. So they are trying to ask you the question like this: difference between coaxial cable and fiber optic cable based on transmission media characteristics. So now guys, what is our next job? We are going to discuss transmission media characteristics. So before starting this topic, I am going to repeat the definition of transmission media. Transmission medium is what? The medium or the pathway through which we can transfer the data from one computer to another computer. That medium is called transmission medium. And now guys, we are going to discuss its characteristics. So these characteristics helps to understand these various cables. So guys, if you consider the characteristics, there are 6 different characteristics, and that first one is cost of network. Thereafter, my second one is installation requirement. Then third important characteristic is bandwidth. Thereafter, next one is band usage. Thereafter, fifth one is attenuation. The last one is effect of EMI. So guys, these are the 6 various characteristics which are related with transmission media. And when we select any kind of cable, whether it is either coaxial cable or it is twisted pair cable or you refer fiber optic cable, so while selecting any media, we should consider all these 6 characteristics. So that's why we can understand the merits and demerits of that cable, so which is helpful for us while establishing any LAN network. So let me guys start out with our first characteristic, and the first characteristic of transmission media is cost of network. So in this point, what we are going to consider, the major important factor is cost. So suppose guys, if I want to establish a LAN network having 10 computers. So first of all, what I am trying to do, I have to think about my budget, and thereafter according to my budget I am going to select the computers. Then I am going to select, and then I am going to prefer which cables I can use and how total usage of that network is there. So according to that I am going to adjust the network requirements. But first of all, the major factor is what? Cost of network. So generally cost of network includes cost of computers, then cost of cables, thereafter network installation cost, means special hardware person is required and essential to establish that type of network. Then we also include the cost of transmission media that we are going to discuss now. Then we are going to discuss the medium, transmission medium, and connecting devices, means whether we either use hub, router, repeaters or modem, which device we are going to use, that we have to be considered. So these parts are comes under cost of network. And then the second part is what? Installation requirement. So when we used this second point and when we used installation requirement point, in that case again we have to consider how many computers are essential, which type of cable is essential, which is more reliable, its cost effective, that we have to be considered with zero maintenance charges. And even though when we consider the cost of network and installation requirement, note that you should also include the maintenance cost of your hardware engineer, because when we try to install the network, in that case you should also include the cost of hardware engineer and also cost of your maintenance of your network. So guys, these are the first basic two essential points. Thereafter, the most important factor related with this transmission media is bandwidth. So bandwidth means what actually, guys? So when we transfer the data from one computer to another computer, so that data travel through the cable, or that we call medium. So when we transfer that data from one computer to another computer through that medium, so we need to calculate in terms of speed, means how much data we can pass having some speed. So say for example, if we consider the bike, so suppose in that case someone asks you what about its mileage, then or average, then we say that 70 km per liter or 80 km per liter. So it is a unit. So same thing, bandwidth means what? How much data transfer through the medium from one place to another place per particular distance. So generally bandwidth is measured in terms of kbps, or you can say that mbps, and nowadays we are going to research on gbps. So kbps, mbps, these are the words that you have already heard. So those who have new with these words, so kbps stands for kilobits per second, megabits per second and gigabits per second per 100-meter distance cable. So these are the measurements which are related with 100-meter distance cable. So suppose if I want to establish a network, and if I have very less space, and within that less space I want to establish suppose a cyber cafe setup, and within that less space, so how much cable I have required, so that I have need to first calculate. Why? Because the speed of cable data transmission depends on length of cable. So as the length goes on increasing, definitely the speed of network, or you can say that data transmission speed, definitely get reduced, So when we think about its usage, we should consider the data transfer speed of that particular cable. So keep one thing in your mind, guys, always when we select any particular cable, the bandwidth of cable should be maximum. And when we discussed coaxial cable, twisted pair cable and fiber optic cable, so if we see the bandwidth of cable, these are totally vary from one cable to another cable. If you compare, there is huge gap between coaxial cable and fiber optic cable. If we compare twisted pair cable with fiber optic cable, it is also a huge vary between bandwidth. So guys, the next point is band usage. So what I mean by usage means the use of that particular bandwidth, means how much data we are going to transfer and which methods we are going to refer to transfer that particular data. So before starting this band usage, I want to clear you again bandwidth concept. Bandwidth means what? The total amount of data transferred through the medium. And generally bandwidth depends on length of a cable. And generally it is calculated for 100 meter distance. And the measurement unit is either kbps, mbps or gbps per 100 meter distance. And keep always one thing, as the distance of network get increase, or if you use the cable for lengthy network, your speed directly gets affected. In case of band usage, what happens guys, which type of data or which type of method you are going to use that bandwidth to transfer the data. So generally what happens guys, in band usage there are two types of data transmission. First one is called base band transmission and the another type is called broadband transmission. So generally we heard the word broadband communication, broadband internet connection, and we know that as we compare it with baseband, broadband is more effective. But how actually it is? So we are going to discuss. Band usage means what? How to use the bandwidth of cable. So when we transfer the data to the particular cable, we are going to use either baseband data transmission method or we can use broadband data transmission method. So let me discuss first of all baseband transmission method. So suppose this is my cable and this is the bandwidth of cable. So generally what happens in case of baseband transmission, so this is my signal, or you can say that data. So this data, single data occupy whole bandwidth of cable. So means it can transmit only one signal through the cable at a time. So suppose if I have 5 different types of data that I want to transfer from one place to another place, then in that case what happens guys, I am going to transfer only one signal at the same time. So definitely guys, it take more time consuming, and your data transmission requires a lot of time and your network speed get reduced. So the another method of data transmission method is broadband transmission method. In that case what happens guys, so this is my cable and this is also, this is my bandwidth of cable. So what happens guys, in case of broadband transmission, suppose if I have 5 different data that I am going to transfer from one place to different computers. So what actually happens in case of broadband transmission, so it can send multiple signals at the same time. So it can send either 2 signals, 3 signals, 5 signals. So these are the various signals. So in this case, in this example, I am going to transfer 3 signals at the same time by sharing common bandwidth of a cable. So what happens guys, if you compare baseband transmission, in that method it can transfer only one signal at the same time. So that's why it is very time consuming process. So if we compare with broadband communication, so in that case what happens guys, I am going to use multiple signal transmission by sharing common bandwidth of this cable. So that's why guys, the speed of broadband network or broadband transmission is always better than baseband transmission. So this is our fourth characteristic. So our second last characteristic is attenuation. So before starting this attenuation, let me take the review of all these 4 characteristics guys, because why guys, these are the totally new things for you and the words you have not heard before that. So that's why we are going to focus on all these 4 points. So what is our first 2 points? Cost of network and installation requirement. So in that case we have to draw the actual layout and our requirement of computers, cables, connecting devices. Then we also include the hardware engineer, that person going to establish you the network communication, or you can say that establishing of LAN network. The most of the important point is what? Bandwidth. Bandwidth means what? It is a measure the how much data transfer through the cable from one place to another place, or you can say that it is a capacity. You can say that it is a unit, means how much data transfer through that particular medium, and generally it is count in terms of kbps, mbps or gbps per 100 meter distance cable. Thereafter our fourth characteristic is band usage, means while we transferring the data, which type of data method we are going to use. So there are two different methods, baseband transmission method and broadband transmission. In case of baseband transmission method, a single signal can occupy whole bandwidth of cable, so it reduces your data it increases your data transmission speed because it access only a single signal by whole bandwidth. But what happens in case of broadband transmission method? In that case, multiple signal can transmit at the same time by sharing same bandwidth of cable. So in this case, what happens? Our data transfer time definitely get reduced as compared to baseband transmission. So guys, all these concepts are clear to you. Now we switch on to next characteristic, and our next characteristic is attenuation. So what happens guys in case of attenuation means what? So when we transfer the data, so suppose this is my one computer and this is another computer. So whenever I am going to connect this PC1 with PC2, I am going to use transmission media, that is cable. So what happens in case of attenuation? When we transfer the data, some amount of data may absorb or lost during data transmission. So actually it is a characteristic of that transmission media. So when we select any cable, so we should take care of attenuation point. Means what? Its attenuation should be minimum, or you can say that either zero or negligible. Why guys? Because suppose if I am going to transfer one file PC1 to PC2, in that case what happen? If my data travel through this transmission media and if it is attenuation is less, or you can say that zero, in that case your PC2 receives 100% perfect correct data. But what happens generally? Transmission media have a characteristic attenuation, means when we transfer the data, some amount of data may get absorbed, so which result into weak signal data transmission. Means this cable is in favor of attenuation. Then what happen? When we try to transfer the file from PC1 to PC2, in that case your PC2 may receive 70% or it may receive 80% data, so which is very dangerous for us. Why? Because PC2 never receives 100% data, so PC1 again in trouble. Why? Because it cannot send the complete 100% data, only and only due to this cable characteristic attenuation. So guys, you always remember, when we select any transmission media, its attenuation should be minimum, or you can say that less or nothing, that is negligible, so that we can transfer 100% accurate data. So guys, always keep, when we select the cable, its bandwidth should be maximum or largest bandwidth. It also try to implement broadband transmission, so that's why we can send the data within less couple of time. And then attenuation. In case of attenuation, while transferring the data, the absorption of data, or means it try to convert your data into weak form, so it should be minimum or negligible. Means you can receive or you can send 100% data from one computer to another computer. So thereafter our last characteristics is effect of EMI. So this is very powerful and very important characteristic, because total speed depends on these two characteristics, means how it is reliable to this transmission media characteristic. So effect of EMI. EMI stands for electromagnetic interference. Means what happen guys? Means when this medium when this cable is travel through the magnetic field, then what happen, guys? So whenever I am going to transfer this cable through the magnetic field, so magnetic field try to destroy the signal passes through this cable. So what happen, guys, when PC1 sends the data to PC2, so if that cable follow the characteristics effect of EMI, if it is favorable, then what happen, guys? PC2 receives only 50% data, or it receives the data having maximum errors. So it is again a problematic. So guys, when we select any cable or any media, its effect of EMI should be minimum, or you can say that it's negligible. So I repeat again, guys, listen carefully. Effect of EMI. EMI means what? Electromagnetic interference. So means when this cable passes through any magnetic field, and what is the basic characteristics of magnetic field? Magnetic field try to destroy the signal passes through this cable. So my cable or my transmission media should resist that disturbance of the signal. Means its EMI is also negligible, or you can say that zero. So that's why you can transfer 100% accurate data from PC1 to PC2 or any computer in a network. So these are the basic 6 characteristics that we are going to discuss. And if we see from examination point of view, out of these 6 characteristics, they can ask any 3 characteristics for 3 marks for examination. Or sometime they may ask this question for 4 marks. What is transmission media? And explain any 3 characteristics related with transmission media. So guys, in that case, what they are trying to expect from you? So you should mention what is transmission media. You just try to explain in short transmission media. Then you have to list out all these 6 characteristics, and you can explain any 3 characteristics whatever you want. So in every characteristic you should write down at least 2 to 3 points. So that's why the examiner can easily understand the concept which is clear to you. So guys, these are the basic characteristics: cost of network, installation requirement, bandwidth, band usage, attenuation, as well as effect of EMI. So whenever I'm going to purchase, or whenever I'm going to select any cable for my network, so which is more reliable, more convenient, so these are the 6 characteristics that I have to follow. So if we consider the cost, we try to prefer a reasonable cost, means its cost is reasonable, or you can say that minimum. And if we say the installation, so if we use more complex cable like fiber optic cable, so we require more professionals to install that cable, so which increase the time as well as cost of network. Means cost of network should be minimum. Installation of that particular transmission media, that is cable, it is also easy. Thereafter, if we consider the bandwidth, so its bandwidth should be with the highest level. Then if we use band usage, it can transmit, or it can follow, or it can support both type of data transmission, and which is more reliable to transfer the data to the network. Thereafter, attenuation. So attenuation means what? When we transfer the data, it try to absorb the data, and which result into weak signal. So when we select any cable, its attenuation should be less, or you can say that minimum, negligible. Then effect of EMI, electromagnetic interference, means when we transfer this cable through magnetic field try to destroy the signal, so which results into weak signal. So my cable should resist EMI, so its EMI should be minimum or negligible. So these are the basic characteristics which are related with transmission media. So I hope you are getting these concepts related with transmission media very clearly. So guys, in next session we are going to discuss the actual connecting device, that is cables, coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, and fiber optic cable. So in next session we try to discuss its working, construction, and transmission media characteristics related with all the cables. So till then, thank you guys.